You're on record.
I am on record. All right, then.
I'm good.
All right, the meeting of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills Planning Board for Monday, April 17, 2023 at 7:30 PM. Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given and that it's being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 at SEC of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Barbario.
Here.
Mr. Dedeek.
Here.
Councilman DePiero.
Here.
Mr. Mealy.
Here.
Mr. Matt.
Present.
Mr. Napolitano.
Here.
Mr. Shaw.
Here.
Mr. Stanziel.
Here.
Ms. Veely. Here. Mr. Von Aiken.
Here.
Chairman Dinsmore.
I am here.
We also have our board planner, Ms. Winter, our board engineer, Mr. Holloway, and our board attorney, Ms. Steinrich, yes.
All right. No. All right, if we have the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Is there anybody here that has something that they'd like to bring to this board that is not on our agenda tonight because this meeting is open to the general public? Hearing and seeing none, we move on. We have a whole bunch of resolutions here. And Nora has very carefully and helpfully color-coded them for me. We've got a couple that are light blue, I guess, that have all the same people who can second it. So we have application 20:524, Lidl U.S. Operations, 435 North Beverwick. And we have application 20:508, LRF Halsey Logistics, that are both voted on by the same individuals. If somebody would like to make either a joint resolution or decide to do them separately.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr.
Start it
Goode.
off separately, if you don't mind.
As you wish.
A motion to approve resolution for application number 20:524, Little U.S. Operations, 435 North Beverwick Road, Lot 483, Lot 1, preliminary and final major site plan with C variance and major soil removing permit.
Second that each.
This is an extension, actually, right? Our attorney.
Yes.
All of these are extensions.
Oh,
All right, so all of these are extensions that we're approving. That's what you moved, right, Mr. Mealy?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second that each.
If you could call the roll, please, Nora?
Dedeek.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
Mealy. Matt.
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Stanziel.
Yes.
Veely.
Yes.
Von Aiken.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes. All right, if Mr. Mealy, if you want to be our official resolution person tonight,
Well, Mr. Dadish would like to do the next.
well, then the two of you could do that.
Yes.
A motion to approve resolution for application number 20:520, One Campus Associates, 3 Campus Drive, Block 202, Lot 3.12, One Campus Drive, Block 202, Lot 3.7, 7 Campus Drive, Block 202, Lot 3.8, preliminary and final major site plan with C variance.
These are also, this is also
Extension.
an extension, yes. Do I have a second?
Second, Matt.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Dedeek.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
Mealy.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Veely.
Yes.
Von Aiken.
No?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I meant Dinsmore. not-
Yes.
Sorry about that.
All right,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
a motion to approve the resolution for application 20:516, RRT 2 Campus LLC, 2 Campus Drive, Lot 202, Lot 3.12, 2, and Campus Drive, Block 202, Lot 3.2, 1633 Littleton Drive, Block 202, Lot 3.1, preliminary and final major site plan with C variance.
This is also an extension. Do I have a second?
Second, Napolitano.
All right. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Goodich,
Yes.
DePiero,
Yes.
Neely,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Napolitano,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Bailey. Yes. Dinsmore.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve resolution for application 20:508 LRF1 LC Logistics LLC, 60 East Halsey Road, Block 737, Lot 10, preliminary and final major site plan with C variance.
Do I have a second?
Second, Veely.
All right. Also an extension.
Yes.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Goodich.
Yes.
DePiero,
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Stanzio,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Von Aiken.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
a motion to approve the resolution for application number 21:526 Jasmine Polanco, 4 Mohawk Ave, Block 548, Lot 6, minor site plan with C variance.
Okay, this is also an extension. Do I have a second?
Second, Dadich.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Goodich.
Yes.
DePiero,
Yes.
Neely,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
a motion to approve resolution for application number 22.521 William Hartzman, 89 Lakeshore Drive, Block 371, Lot 6, minor subdivision with C variance for a 2-lot subdivision.
This is actually not an
No.
extension.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
Second, Mealy.
Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Goodich.
Yes.
DePiero,
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes. Do I have a motion for approval of application number 22.502, Paul Miller?
Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve a resolution for application number 22:502 Paul Miller, 189 Route 46, Block 767, Lot 4.01, preliminary and final major site plan to construct an addition for service bays, waiting area, offices and
Second, I'm sorry, second.
This is also not an extension, this is the actual application. Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario.
Yes.
Goodich.
Yes.
DePiero,
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Dinsmore.
Yes. All right, we've gotten through the major work here of the resolutions. We have one item on our agenda tonight, and that is application number 23:505 Littleton Elementary School, Brooklawn, 250 Brooklawn, Block 168, Lot 34. This is a courtesy review to construct an addition, playground, and retaining walls. I'm assuming the applicant is here.
Good evening. My name is Carly Clinton, and I also have with me Don Erson, and we are from the law firm of Skank, Price, Smith & King, LLP. We represent the applicant Littleton Elementary School. The subject of property for tonight's courtesy review hearing is located at 51 Brooklawn Drive, which property is designated as Block 168, Lot 34. The property is located within the R1 zone. The applicant is presenting a courtesy review for the proposed expansion of the Littleton Elementary School, relocation of one of the playgrounds, new sidewalks, and a 4-foot-high retaining wall. The project is also being presented for a capital project review. A brief history of the property. The Littleton Elementary School is a local public school for grades kindergarten through grade 5. The proposed addition is approximately 7,000 square feet and will allow the school to expand grades for pre-kindergarten students. The property includes 16.857 acres and was constructed between 1957 and 1963. The Parsippany Township Planning Board previously reviewed and approved application number 99:500 in 1999, approving a 5,662 square foot addition to the Littleton Elementary School. Applicant's engineer Beth E. Kenderdine from Edwards Engineering Group is present this evening and can provide testimony regarding the proposed development. Applicant's planner Stephen Coella from Perrette Somgent Architects LLC is present this evening as well. Finally, Superintendent Dr. Barbara Sargent is present to testify as needed. With that being said tonight, I will offer testimony of the following experts. I'm going to call Beth E. Kenderdine, our engineer, present.
Sure. Oh, that one. There's one that's already on it. I'm sorry, could you spell your last name for me?
K-E-N-D-E-R-D-I-N-E.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Beth Kenderdine from Edwards Engineering Group.
If you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And you stated your name for the record. Could you provide your business address and some background on your experience?
Yes, I work for Edwards Engineering Group. We're located at 69 West End Avenue in Somerville, New Jersey. I received my Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering in 1998 from the University of Delaware, my professional engineering license in 2005 from the state of New Jersey.
And is that license still current?
It is.
Any questions about this witness on this testimony? Hearing and seeing none? Please.
Thank you very much. Well, Carly succinctly sort of defined the site that we're working with. I'm assuming that you all are familiar with Littleton Elementary School. This is what I'm looking at.
I didn't think so.
No, it's a courtesy review. so
Sorry
there's
about
no
that.
waiver.
It was-
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Are we good?
Discussing a technicality that isn't affected by being
Okay.
a courtesy review.
This is the existing Littleton Elementary School. It is number 51 Brooklawn Drive. There was a little bit of a mix-up about the address. And this is Brooklawn Drive here. This is the school building. This is the front parking area. This is an existing conditions plan, so you can see kind of where the property line is to the south, and then the existing playgrounds and walkway and paved play area that's behind the existing building. So I'm going to just switch the sheet to sheet C 0.2, and you'll see what we are proposing. So it's an end cap building addition over what is now a paved playground, and then a new sidewalk just to provide access around that new addition, a new playground to replace the one that we're taking out, and the retaining wall mentioned is just to get the grading, navigate the grading along this slope, because we have to clear out some trees, and we're trying to minimize that as much as possible. So in order to avoid grading into the slope and taking out more trees, we are proposing like a 4-foot high modular block retaining wall, like a landscaping wall. That's the basic scope of the project. As far as utilities are concerned, we're planning on connecting water and sewer to the mains in Brooklawn Road. And we are going to address stormwater management with some kind of stormwater management system, although there's some, I guess, quandary over where exactly the storm sewer is. I know Mr. Holloway pointed out to me, he excuse me for 1 second, I will switch back here. What we think is a pipe that goes through the site apparently goes cockeyed through the site. So we tried to locate that with an underground utility mark out and a video, and it couldn't get past about 30 feet this way and about 30 feet that way. So we're still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with that storm sewer pipe, but that will definitely be handled as part of the final construction plans. So like I said, it's pretty straightforward. I'm certainly willing to take any questions on the site plan.
I had a question. Have you seen the engineering report?
I have, yes.
And did you have any questions regarding that?
I do not, but I have it in front of me. I can address your comments if you'd like.
Just real, and if you don't have any, specific questions, we don't have any specific, I don't know if anybody here has.
No, the only one that I would address is, number 1. I do not think we're actually exceeding that 0.25 acres of additional impervious coverage, because most of this is going on top of an existing paved playground. So our stormwater management system is going to be designed to address, the soil erosion sediment control, practices in New Jersey.
So you don't need soil erosion involvement?
Correct.
So, okay, that,
Yeah, it doesn't meet the definition of a major
I
development.
wasn't sure based on the plan.
Mhm. Other than that, number 2 was regarding the address, which I have clarified. Number 3 is citing compliance with conditional use, which we can go over if anybody has any questions about that. And number 4 is testimony regarding truck movement, soil movement, and anticipated start and duration of the construction. Which, if you have any questions, I'm gonna pass those off to Steve Colella, because I believe he's discussed the staging and construction means and methods with the applicant,
You
the
would
owner.
coordinate that with the Township Engineering Department as far as soil movement?
Is that, we can... We have not. Not yet. We will be submitting to the Soil Conservation District once I figure out the stormwater management system.
Thank you.
Certainly.
I'm assuming that would be planning testimony, which could go to point number 2.
Yeah.
Good, all right. Now,
Point number 3
I
is
see a couple of questions down here.
Oh.
Mr. Meth?
Yeah, hi. A couple of questions with the retaining wall.
Mhm.
I guess, I was looking at the grading, I guess it's the wall, the sidewalk's on the bottom end of the wall? not the
Correct.
top? Okay.
Yes.
And at 4 feet, I don't believe it needs to go to the building department for structural review, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay. What about a fence on it for, like, to protect? I think that drop, doesn't it require, like, some kind of retaining wall or something if it's a walkable area?
If it's, the high side is meant to be a pedestrian egress or a pedestrian walking area, then yes, I would say it does meet that. But this particular one, the high side is going to be trees. It's going to be shrubs. So if the school district wants us to add a fence, we certainly can, but I don't think it's required by code.
I guess my impression would be in a school, people could be walking anywhere to get towards the school from any direction. I would advise it, because that's a pretty, I think 2.5 feet's the limit before you need some kind of barrier, right?
Right, but that's if the high side is considered a pedestrian walking area.
I understand it goes with being a pedestrian area. I guess my impression of a school would be every area could be a running area or walking area at any given time. But that's just me.
Okay.
And we only get to make recommendations, not requirements.
Well, certainly take it under advisement. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Fair enough. Was there a question down? No? Mr. Von Auken, you had a...
Yes, did I understand that you were going to tie into separate sewer and water or through?
Correct.
Could you just explain the advantage of that to me?
Well, as far as I understand it, the internal sanitary sewer, either it doesn't have the capacity or it's too difficult to make the connection inside the building.
Okay.
So the easiest way to provide water and sewer to this area of the building is to actually connect to the existing mains in the street. I think the existing water service is a 3-inch at this point, but this building addition is calling for a 6-inch fire supply and I think a 2-inch domestic. So we can't really take that off of an existing 3-inch service.
Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
I have a general question. This description says this is a new pre-K classroom addition. Pre-K. Are we going to have to do this at all of our schools, have a pre-K?
I'm going to
Barbara Sargent can answer that.
hold that off to...
Do we want to do that
Yeah.
at this time?
You're going to tell the truth, right?
Is this something we want to do at this time, or do we want to?
I'm just curious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you, that's a good idea.
So we'll qualify Dr. Sargent.
She's a fact witness, right?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And please state your name and provide your business address for the record.
Hi, Barbara Sargent, Superintendent of Parsippany-Troy Hills School District at 292 Parsippany Boulevard. This is my 6th year leading the district with over 30 years in public school education.
Thank you.
Mr. DiPiero, you had a question?
You were asking if we would need to add new preschool classes
Yeah,
at our other
this is the first one
elementary
I've
schools.
seen. I'm just wondering.
The need at Littleton School, first of all, it is one of our facilities where we had more of an area upon which to build and expand the building out without really impacting playground or recess area for our students. The other thing is that right now, we only house our preschool programs at Lake Hiawatha School and East Lake Elementary School. Having a third site at another part of town really lets us offset some congestion in those schools with preschool. Adding a third site would really let us include more children as they're coming in with special needs. I don't believe that it would be prudent or necessary to have preschool in all 10 elementary schools.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Mr. Stanziel?
Dr. Sargent, how many,
If you could make sure you've got the microphone. Oh,
it's
right
right, can you hear me, Nora?
Yep,
Yep.
okay.
How many students do you anticipate this being able to facilitate?
Well, right now, East Lake and Lake Hiawatha have between 7 and 8 preschool classes each. We're anticipating drawing off at least 2 from each of those buildings, which would make room then for other kindergarten, first or second grade classrooms, because we're seeing expanded enrollment in those neighborhoods. So I would say right now, the addition that we are proposing is for 6 self-contained preschool or kindergarten classrooms due to square footage. So right now, the 6 would definitely be filled, both by pulling off of the 2 existing schools plus new enrollment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Mr.
Yep, thank you.
Napolitano.
So this new addition will have 6 classrooms in there? Is that right?
Yes.
That's going to be 6 classrooms in there. How many students can fit in there? In each classroom?
Well, the code for square footage is,
Because they're smaller?
Why don't we wait until?
Then we have the architect.
The architect will be
Colella.
along
All right,
shortly.
all right.
Take a look
Are these,
at my question.
that's all right.
Go ahead.
The playground, that's not going to be there anymore?
Mhm.
But there's one there now. Is it going to be new playground equipment in a new spot, or just moving the old stuff?
New playground equipment.
Okay. And, is this, oh, forget it, architect, I guess. Okay.
Any other questions for Dr. Sargent at this time?
Just one more question.
Mr. Holloway?
Have you coordinated items with the water company?
I have reached out to them, but we haven't coordinated exactly the connection point but that will happen, of course. Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
other members of the board have questions?
I have one. Is the new playground going to be fenced, or is there fencing around the perimeter of the property?
There is, I think, some fencing around the perimeter, but we weren't proposing any fencing around the new playground. It's inside the interior courtyard, which is not fenced now.
I just pointed out because as part of the ordinance, it does include fencing around playgrounds.
Should that be part of planning testimony or
Yeah,
discussion?
I
He
can
might
certainly
wanna
take
touch
that
on
under
it.
advisement. I mean, it's something that I can bring to the school board
Mhm.
and see if they want to follow that advice. I mean, as far as I am aware, the conditional use has already been approved,
Mhm.
so we're grandfathered in, so,
This is review and recommendation, so it
Right.
would be a recommendation.
yeah, I'll certainly bring it up with the school district. I don't know if I know they don't have fence around the playgrounds now. It doesn't look like there's actually any fence along this property line because it's pretty well buffered with a tree line. So we'll certainly take that under advisement.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Didi?
A couple of questions. You mentioned some trees will have to be removed.
Yes.
Any idea, just curious, how many trees we are looking at? That will be-
I'm sorry, I don't know. We didn't do a specific tree survey. We just did a tree line survey, so I'm not sure exactly how many trees will be removed.
Okay. The second question, the sidewalk you just mentioned there, I'm assuming that this will have a ramp or something for accessibility purposes.
Yes,
Them to get
yes,
on.
everything is going to be barrier-free
Accessible,
accessible.
yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Do either of you have anything else? Any other members of the board or our professionals have any questions on this testimony at this time?
One more.
Mr. Napolitano?
I'm pretty sure there's a Gaga ball pit over there somewhere. Is that gonna stay there, or that's gonna get moved? I know some of the Littleton dads put that up, so.
That's a good question that I don't know the answer to.
It might be in that little area there,
Is it, hold on. I'm not entirely sure what a Gaga pit looks like, so,
I know what a Gaga pit looks like, and I don't know that,
okay.
I'm gonna have to check. I know we had one at Mount Tabor for a
No, we
bit.
put one in, yeah.
I'll have to go back next time I'm at Littleton.
Apparently Steve Colella can answer that question.
That can be moved easily, so it's fine. I know the kids like it.
We'll get around to it.
I'd like to call up our planner, Stephen Coyle, at this time.
Excellent. I'm just going to ask a general, are there any members of the public who are here to ask questions of any of these things, any of these witnesses or anything, or is everybody here part of your entourage?
Yeah,
All right.
that's right.
One more question. We have a good question.
The new addition will be sprinklered and,
Yes, as I understand it, yes.
and will there be a bathroom located in the
I
addition?
believe so, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Hope so, because I'm providing sanitary sewer lateral.
Very good. All right. So again, since we do not have members of the public here to ask questions of these witnesses at this time, you can move forward.
Great, so I'd like to call up our planner at this time.
Good evening, Stephen Colella. I'm an associate at Parsippany-Troy Architects. I've been there for the last 18 years. I'm a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey. I've been working with Dr. Sargent in Parsippany for a majority of those 18 years that I've been at Parsippany-Troy, specifically with Dr. Sargent for the last 6, like she said.
Could you please spell your last name?
Colella.
We have to swear you in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do,
And your license in New Jersey is current and in good standing?
yes.
Okay, great.
Any questions on his,
Well, are you you're an architect, are you the planner?
Can he
Did
be
I-
accepted as an expert? Just wanted to clarify.
Are you a licensed planner in the city of New Jersey?
I am not, no. I'm an architect.
So this is the school's architect?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay, so you're giving architecture testimony, not planning testimony. then.
Correct.
I'm sorry, I heard planner, okay.
I think that was stated, but I believe architect
Sorry.
is what was meant. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so we have an architect giving us architectural testimony.
Are there any questions for him from the board?
Are these you actually building these, or are these the modular ones that kind of drop in place?
No, this is masonry construction, so we are
Okay.
building. yep,
And
one side.
you said they're preschool classrooms? How many students can fit in the preschool classrooms?
Due to code limitations and the rooms being sized in accordance with FES standards, which is the DOE's way of regulating, we're anticipating 15 kids per classroom.
Okay, and then are there bathroom facilities in every single room?
Correct. And then there's a staff restroom as well.
In each room?
No, I'm sorry. Student restrooms.
In every
available,
room?
Pre-K size in every room, and then a staff restroom outside in the corridor for
Okay.
staff access.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Other questions, Mr. Mealy?
Could you flip back to the first sheet, please?
That is the first sheet. He's looking for the, no,
That's the pre-existing, or currently existing.
I think he's looking for the.
My bad. Sorry. Regarding the addition, the proposed addition, will there be any fire exits or entrances in that specific addition?
The-
Whereas the main entrance, I believe, would be
So we have a main entrance proposed on this side of the building here, and on each side, the corridor between the two is fire rated for 1 hour.
Right, okay. Thank you.
Okay, other members of the board or Mr. Napolitano?
The entrances that are there, will they be, coded for key code only to get in? Is that how it works?
We're working that out with the district, but right now, yes, it will be staff. It'll be egress only out.
Right.
And to come in, security, whatever the district, advises us to do.
Mr. Mayor, you have any questions?
I have none.
Other members of the public or of our staff here?
Just one for fire equipment. Two ends of that building are gonna be, it's wooded, so fire engines couldn't go around there. How would a fire department fight fires with that?
We reached out to the fire subcode official, as a courtesy during the review process, and we were advised that the spacing we have around the building will allow them to get equipment back there and access all sides of
The walkway is wide enough for the
Yeah,
vehicles?
and that's why, we worked with the civil engineer Beth to where that retaining wall would fall in that particular addition.
All right, the walkway's wide enough, couldn't tell from that drawing.
Again, we did reach out to the fire subcode official to make sure that we had that ability.
And they can make that turn?
I'm sure, again, we did show them the plan and, they had their chance to look at it, so I'm hoping that that was, clear enough on them that they can interpret that properly. Again, we are willing and open to address that with them if there are any perceived issues with that.
Okay, thank you.
It's when we need Bob Keller the most. In any case. Any other members of the board or our professionals have any questions? Counselor?
At this time, we have no further testimony. If there's any other questions, please let us know.
I have another question,
yeah.
Dr. Sargent. So if preschool enrollment was to, let's just figuratively say it falls over the next few years, could kindergarten's rooms be put in there, and then those kindergarten rooms become other grades? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we did have that one planning question, which I'm not sure how we go about the process of having it properly answered without a formal planner, but
The conditional use question?
Yes.
So the architect can answer the criteria that we satisfy and the efforts to satisfy the ordinance without giving specific planning estimates.
Okay. Assuming you feel comfortable with that.
It's fine with me. Want to take turns?
Sorry. I can address the compliance with the use criteria. The conditional use criteria has the first five criteria are the premises located on an access or street classified as other than a local street. We do not comply with that. Brookline Drive is actually considered a local road for the master plan, but we can't very well pick up the school and move it. So,
Is that really? Because that's a fairly significant street.
I was kind of surprised by that too, but I looked it up. So
Yeah.
Unless it's changed since I looked it up. Number 2 was the minimum of 3 acres of land, which we certainly do comply. We're at 16.86 acres. Number 3 is regarding the parking count, which we do comply with. We have 106 stalls for 468 student projected enrollment. The location of the parking does not comply because the conditional use ordinance says parking cannot be within the front yard. But again, I'm not going to pick it up and move it.
Pre-existing.
Yeah.
Pre-existing, thank you. Number 4 was outdoor play area located in a side or rear yard with requirements for minimum square footage. We do comply with that. We have approximately 3,360 square feet of playground space, which will accommodate 112 students at one time. So the school district can work around that. Number 5 I think number 5 was about, pickup and delivery of children. And we did submit, I think, a traffic impact statement with our application. So that demonstrated compliance with the 5th condition of the conditional use. Then all other conditions will be complied with. So number 6, number 7, number 8, and actually number 9 is pretty open-minded. It just says the planning board of the township of Parsippany-Troy Hills may impose such additional conditions and safeguards as it deems appropriate. I'm gonna say we comply.
You haven't heard our requirements yet.
So, as far as I am aware, there are 2 conditions which we don't comply with. It's both pre-existing conditions.
Okay. So,
The only one was the outdoor playground with the fencing. You said you would take that under recommendation.
Yes.
And you do provide a buffer there for screening for the residential areas, and that was also part of the outdoor play area. Now, is there a planner testifying, or there is no planner? So the other thing at issue would be compliance with the master plan.
Yes.
Do you have testimony toward that, or would you?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not familiar enough with the master plan. I defer to you.
So I did review the master plan in regards to this, and Dr. Sargent could probably opine on the point that over the past 10 years, the number of elementary and middle school students has increased by roughly 60 students at the time that they did the master plan. And the Board of Education is projecting further growth. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
Throughout the grade levels, or is it seen more at one area or another?
We had a demographer's report done about 3 years ago, and the demographer's report projected that our initial growth would come at the elementary and middle level and eventually age into our high school.
So the master plan does specifically call out a couple of schools as having capacity issues coming up, and Littleton School is one of those, as well as Mount Tabor, Knollwood, Troy Hills, and North Vale. The expected growth, it's likely that they would need expanded facilities. That's identified in our master plan. So the addition for these incoming pre-K and kindergarten students would be consistent with the master plan.
Thank you.
No problem.
Question, kind of unrelated, I guess. St. Christopher's Church at an elementary school for many years, which is empty now and not utilized at all. Has the school board considered leasing that empty school and gain classrooms that way? You could probably upgrade to the current codes for a couple of $100,000, which is probably going to be cheaper than that building.
Thank you for the question, Mr. DiPiero. We actually had the honor of touring under Father Joseph at St. Christopher's and brought our architect with us on one of those trips. When we look at bringing that particular school up to code and renovating classrooms and bathrooms to be able to meet New Jersey requirements, it was several $1 million to renovate for a piece of property that we wouldn't own, and so Littleton became a wiser choice.
Wow. That's a shocker. It's a shame to see an empty school building there and you can't use it.
Yeah, works out sometimes like that. Any other questions or comments, Mr. Dedee?
Mr. Chairman, yeah, good question. I'm not clear on, based on the drawing, right? The unauthorized access to the new structure. So I don't know if somebody can talk about it, how we are making sure it's secure and safe. I'm just going based on what we are hearing in the news at so many schools, what's happening. So how are we addressing that part? Yeah.
So to answer your question, the doors from the exterior will remain locked at all times from access from the building that way. There is the main entry point to the school, if I'm looking at this correctly, is on this side here, with the main security or main office here. So the visitation and visitors are all, pushed to this entry point here, but the rest of this new addition will be locked from the exterior at all times, with egress out available to everyone from the side.
Okay, and how about the fence or anything on this side, at the property line side? Can anybody just walk in from this side? Or,
Right now, I don't. There's no fence at the property on the site.
Mr. Chairman, I have a quick, Mr. Dinichi, if you're done.
Mr.
Are the doors alarmed? So if somebody cracks open a door, puts a book in there, because they have to run in and run out, like on that side of the building, if the main entrance is all the way over there, is that door alarmed? So would somebody at the main entrance know that that door in the back in that new addition is open?
I know from experience, picking my kids up from school, anytime you open the door, it's a very loud, annoying sound. So, it's quite loud. So if it's ajar with something, a cone or whatever, it beeps pretty loud. Everybody knows. Assuming the same thing will happen with the new doors.
We're gonna meet all the district's, security protocols and measures.
But is there a notification system to the front office because you may hear it close, but if you're all the way at the main office and that door's open, is there an alarm system in the main office to know that the door's open?
Has access to all, available.
Doors and everything?
Security, yes.
Okay.
So there's going to be a substantial amount of security at the location with significant notification. I'm actually looking at the superintendent, that she agrees that everything here will be compliant with New Jersey law and with our best
Yes, sir.
practices.
yeah, but I'm a little concerned about there is no barrier on this side of the new structure. So somebody could just walk in without going through the main entrance. So I don't know, the recommendation would be to secure this side as well.
So I don't believe there's a site on the other, fence on the other side as well.
Those are all soccer fields and the like that they're generally used, though.
Mr. Didich, if I may, one of the benefits of having neighborhood schools is that the neighborhood often uses the property for walking, and they've been very understanding and courteous that they are certainly able to walk on school grounds away from the building. So we don't have fences on most of our schools prohibiting neighbors and community members from strolling or walking their dogs through there. I will say that the doors are locked. The only entrance is through the main office area, and we utilize a visitor management system by which any visitor who's not a district staff member needs to insert their passport or license before gaining entry to the school, and the school secretary or school principal runs that through a database to approve their entrance into the school. If anyone shows up without an appointment, they are denied entry.
Okay. I mean, 10 years ago, perfectly fine. Things have changed, right, in recent past. So I think, may not be now, but I think we should consider some additional
I understand.
safety going forward. Thank you so much.
Other members
Mr.
of the
Chairman,
board?
did we discuss, or hear testimony on the timing of this? How long this is gonna take, and is this taking place during the school year, or summers only, or, after school hours? Did we talk about that? We didn't, okay. Can we hear a little bit about that,
Could you
please?
give us some comments on the timing?
No, excuse me, before you speak, the microphone, you muted it. You just give it another quick press.
Hello. Yeah, so we're anticipating being out to bid. This is a publicly bidded job. We anticipate construction starting later in the summer, and yes, it will carry into the school year. We are right now scheduled for completion and have students in the addition by September 2024. So
During the school hours, there'll be construction workers on school property during recess time, and,
that is correct.
trucks moving around the parking lot and everything during school hours.
Public bidding laws require all background checks on anyone that's on site. Anyone that comes into the site will have to gain access through the main office and get access to the site prior to being on site. So, we're going to have as many security measures and different things in place to ensure that. The site, when it's in construction, will be fenced off and separated from the rest of the grounds with privacy fencing and other things.
All right, just no trucks, during pickup and drop-off hours, hopefully.
That will be.
Because that
I'm
Brooklyn
sure it's
doesn't move.
chaos, yes. Yeah, part of the spec too is the contractor will have to issue a logistics plan to show when those vehicles, and obviously our spec dictates when they can receive deliveries and all that stuff.
Thank you.
Just to follow up on that question, the playground's going to be accessible during
Correct.
construction?
All except the one that is currently in the scope of work, but the
Right.
rest of them will be available, correct?
Would the new playground be constructed early on in this process, or?
Due to its location and the foundation work that we have to do, I would say that would probably be done after construction, just because we're gonna have that whole site opened up, so.
Okay.
And I believe you can see it's in here, in the courtyard now, so that area is probably gonna be, under some construction during that time, so.
Understood.
Any other questions?
I don't have any questions. I do have a comment. As you can see, they have to add on to the schools, and this is just the beginning in Parsippany. From 2018 to 2021, there was 3,332 units approved here in Parsippany with regards to the requirements of affordable housing. So that's going to impact the school significantly. And we haven't even hit round 4 yet. Once we hit round 4, which is coming in 2025, you're going to see a lot more of these type of additions being put on the schools, which is going to be a burden on the taxpayers. And that's no fault of the schools. That's just the requirements that we have to meet, which I think is really totally ridiculous, because it should be legislated, not legislated by the courts. And that's really what's happened here in Parsippany, not just Parsippany, throughout the entire state. So I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of these courtesy reviews from other schools and stuff like that. I commend you, Dr. Sargent. You've got a difficult task ahead of you with regards to the requirements that the state is imposing on the townships, which to me is really ridiculous, and it's just out of control. And towns are going to be taking the brunt of it, and we're going to be taking the brunt of it if you use the Rutgers study. And the Rutgers studies, you significantly will have about 1,200 new school-age children coming to Parsippany. That's just in this round. I don't know what's going to happen in the next round, if the requirements are going to be even more, not restricted, but more, out there, because there's a lot of properties that are lying dormant in Parsippany due to the fact of the pandemic, which created vacant office spaces. So we'll be repurposing a lot of properties here in Parsippany, and they're going to use as a crutch the affordable housing rules as their remedy. And the developers will be doing that, and we're going to have no choice. And no fault to the planning board or any of the boards. They had no choice but to follow the requirements of the state and the affordable housing rules, which to me are just not barbaric, but are just out of control for towns like Parsippany and towns within the surrounding towns in Morris County. So, whatever I can do in the future, Dr. Sargent, to work with you on these things when we have more housing coming, because it's going to come eventually, I'd like to work with you on that.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, quick comment, yeah. So again, just going recent history, we don't see a lot of new construction in schools specifically. So I'm very happy to see something like this, a new construction coming up for children, for schools. I feel like our community gets richer, really, when we do something like that. So I really recommend, I really commend the entire team, especially Dr. Sargent, to coming up with a new project like that.
Thank you.
And I wholeheartedly support this project.
All right, do you have anything else, Counselor?
No further testimony.
Do you have what you need?
Yep, I think Nora prepared everything.
Yep, okay. Then this closes the evidentiary portion of tonight's meeting, because again, there is no public here, although they've been invited. And, so do I have any discussion, or would somebody be willing to make a motion that we find that this project is consistent with the master plan?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Napolitano.
Motion to approve application 23:505, Littleton Elementary School, 51 Brooklawn Drive, block 168, lot 34. Courtesy review to construct an addition, playground and retaining walls, and this is in compliance with our master plan.
Second.
Any discussion? Nora, would you call the roll, please?
Barbario.
Yes.
Didich.
Yes.
DePiero.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes?
Shaw.
Yes.
Stanzial.
Yes.
Deely.
Yes.
Von Aiken.
Yes.
And
Yes. Thank you for coming to us, and a lively discussion. Keep doing the good work. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Would you like to adjourn? There's a motion to adjourn before anybody who disagrees can stay.
Don't disagree, I thought already.
Yeah, if you're home, but you can stay here. You're all food chips.
So ordered.
He's smoking out already.
There.
Disgusting.